We are back, or we're getting started with Old School, brought to you by Mercado 84th and Havelock, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients, Butcher Shop, excuse me, has every type of meat, every cut, seafood, their own seasoning, own sauce, pasta, street tacos, vegetables, turkey jerky, beef jerky. They got everything under the sun that you want. So Mercado, certified Piedmontese, 84th and Havelock. So now we're into it. I want to get onto your boy off the text line, 7482, who said, who smelt the Delta? No, that's what you say when you're a little kid. Trust me, it was a heater, and I walked in. I've put in my sensory complaint to HR about whoever left that in there, so that's going to be taken care of. So we got Strick sitting in with us for the rest of the hour. And they must have, you guys have covered it, but let me hear it. I think, Nate, you're going to run with the press conference, and I'll be the judge of whether there's some bad blood there or some conversations to be had. So right. You're going to run it, Nate?
Do you want me to run through all of them that I've got here?
Or just tell me you want to just give me the cliff notes?
All right, here. I'll just run through the ones that I think are really important. So this is Mickey Joseph when he talks about Logan Smothers practice versus games. So here he is.
You're right. I think Logan's more of a gamer, but he's got to practice better, and he understands that. And Logan is really going to attack this week, trying to be a better practice player. That's his goal this week.
So that's kind of the dispute between who's calling the shots, who's quarterback or whatever. So this is now Mickey Joseph talking about the conversations between him and Mark Whipple.
The coaches, the kids not calling the plays.
Right.
We are.
So is that a conversation you have with
Absolutely. Whipple? We had that conversation.
How'd it go?
That's between me and Whipple.
Oh, I respect that. Look, he's got to have – look, at the end of the day, friction is what you need. Friction is where diamonds come from, when I was in college and we were winning 3 national championships, don't think that everybody was up in there hunky-dory. George Darlington wanted to run some coverages. Coach McBride wanted to, make sure. And sometimes it worked. Sometimes it meshed, which is obviously most of the time for us. And sometimes you want to run a coverage at a certain time of game and it doesn't work. Sometimes you want to run a play at a certain time of game, it doesn't work, and so forth and so on. Everybody has various opinions. So I don't have a problem with that. Mickey's the head coach. He's operating as such. So whatever he says goes. And if that's not the case, there's a well, if I was coach, if I'm coaching and this is what I want, then it ain't getting it. Then that's a conversation. Then it's going to be a conversation. You got to go from, this is one, I'll tell you like this. This is an analogy or whatever. I give you my experience, and I know Strick's dad, so I know Strick had the same conversation with his dad, or at least I can assume, just because I know Matt, your dad. So my dad, we were talking about sports, and we were talking about a situation with sports and going back and forth, and it had to do with schoolwork and stuff like that. My dad said, hey, look, listen here. As we're talking now, it's a democracy. Okay? You come in here with bad grades, or you get in trouble, or you do something, you're a bad teammate, then it's going to turn into a dictatorship.
Facts.
And at that point in time, at least in my school, I didn't know what a dictatorship is. And I will tell you this, maybe in social studies when we went over it, probably because that's why he's mad, because I didn't know it. In social studies, I might have probably wasn't listening at that time.
Right.
But I didn't know what it was, right? So I said, hey, man, what's a dictatorship, right? I'm, just asking. He's like, trust me, you'll know when I have to go there. He's like, but you don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And now coming to that, Mickey, that's the way it's got to be. That's the way it is, and I think that's where it is at. But there's nothing wrong with a conversation like that.
And that's what I kind of alluded to on the block. I said, Jay, there's a unique dynamic that's happening that is nuanced that most people just looking on the outside in can't understand. Let me just not say can't, just
don't
may not understand or pick up on, right?
Yeah.
And it's this. That's a good point. You go from being like, and I try to do it from a perspective of take it out of football. Let's just take it and put it in your business or in your job, right? In your job situation, you come in, you have a regional manager, which is probably going to be Trev. Okay. He's in control of the whole
deal, right?
Then you have the supervisor or the manager or the general manager that's running this particular ship, which is the head coach.
Right.
He's now ousted. You are the supervisor of this specific sector, and there's another supervisor of another sector. You're running this ship, and that person is a subordinate, not subordinate as far as he's working under you,
right,
and getting you prepared for whatever it is that you need to do.
On up the chain.
It's a chain.
Right.
So this person now gets leapfrogged because once this vacates, usually it's one of these guys that would normally fill in that void.
Right.
He gets vacated, and then all of a sudden, it's nothing to do with looking down on you or not thinking that you can't do what you're doing. It's a subconscious thing.
It could be. So I get what you're saying. That happens a lot and if I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Like if you see like a position coach go from position coach to head coach, and
which is what happened.
Sure. And then you like a defensive coordinator stays defensive coordinator. You see that all the time in the NFL.
Yeah.
Or a guy that goes from assistant linebacker coach to D coordinator, but the D line coach doesn't get it. That happens all the time. And you know, here's my personal experience with something like that. When Coach Osborne retired, right? Coach Solis was, I think, by name, and you know,
running backs coach. Then, right?
Starter Heyman text line back in 1997 was Frank Solis primarily just the running back coach, or was he running back coach / offensive coordinator? We need that texted in here, but Frank Solis gets elevated to head coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the one thing I saw, there wasn't any turnover on the defense. McBride kind of was his deal. But on offense, if you go back, the continuity and the amount of delay of games and and you could see the noise or the you know, just not the flow in the headset. I remember particularly looking down, like how you guys, like we just turned the ball over for you in the red zone, and we can't score against Texas, which is the worst defense in the Big 12. Well, we had delay a game, offside, all that stuff. It was chaos. Well, then you start to, you know, then you're like, okay, well, some inner bickering where, you know, Frank was always kind of everybody's assistant coach. You know what I mean? And all of them had 4 or 5 gold stars next to their name. You had one of the best offensive line coaches in history in Milt Tenopir, one of the best receiver coaches in the nation in Ron Brown, Ron Brown had Florida State on him so much. And this is back when Florida State had Peter Warrick and all those dudes. And then you had Coach Solich, which was second to none as far as running back coach. And then Coach Gill, right, who was a great player and a great quarterback coach. You got to think the great players that he developed and coached, you know, back to back. And then here goes Coach Solis goes. And I saw a little bit of that. But I don't necessarily think it's that. I just think that, you know, one thing you can't
Well, that's why I want to say. That's why I want to real quick.
I don't think we're there yet.
Real quick. That's why. So I don't think it's that, but I think that's why I say it's a nuance to us, Jay. Meaning that he has given great deference to allow space.
As you should, because as a true leader, right? Say I'm the head coach, and you two knuckleheads are my coordinators, right? You know what I'm saying? Or however it is, and say we all kind of coach the same position, or, you know, I have a defensive background. So my job as a leader is effective. And this is one thing Coach Osborne did phenomenally well. Had his foundation, but he's going to let Eric be the foundation of Nebraska and be the version of you as a coach. And so that's how you're able to recruit your players. So I think Mickey's doing that. But after every game, they're having conversations. Right. If we would have scored, I don't know, say after Purdue game, they're still having conversations. Now the conversations are different because of maybe the way some players have played. Then the conversation has to change because, you know, maybe he's the quarterback coach. So now we got to figure out, okay, well, what I'm seeing isn't coming to fruition. Right. But you got to. Here's also one thing. I know. Hold on. I know. We'll get to it. We're here. This is the democracy here. Okay. You're not getting I'm the captain now, right? But listen.
But Whipple doesn't want this.
Hold on. Just listen to me. But when a coach says a player that everybody is saying why isn't he playing more has to practice better, that's how decisions are made. Eric could tell you, there's very few gamers out there.
Yeah,
there is. Now I'm gonna tell you like this. You know, sometimes my best games was when I practiced like tiddly-poo, and I was more nervous going to them games. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do because I missed checks. I ain't tackle well. I wasn't crisp in my reads. I didn't. You know, I'm getting roasted on pass routes, and here you see whatever tight end I'm going against, and he ain't the dude on the practice squad.
Mhm.
You spink the muscle, pucker it up about this tight, Nate. But then I ended up working out well because I was practicing it with the right intention versus just going out there and practicing, going through the motions.
But you talk about the open conversation with the offense. I'm about to play you.
Well, do a break.
We'll do a break.
We're gonna do a break,
and then I'll play you a Mark Whipple soundbite.
We're gonna go into we're gonna go like
there's
we work
more.
at
There's
like
more that goes
we're
into
at the
this.
post office. We're gonna break on old school E Strick, aka Stricky, Jay Foreman, and Nate O'Brennan.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
James Enterprise Incorporated, that company that hauls your gravel, rocks, and material for your farm or construction site, says thank you to the people of the healthcare community for putting yourself in the way of danger to save the public. That is what it means to be a hero and to build a beautiful legacy. This message brought to you by James Enterprise Incorporated. For all your hauling of rock, gravel, and materials, call them at 402-432-6740. That's 402-432-6740.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Lose fat, build muscle, gain endurance. Whatever your goal, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help you achieve it. Farrell's offers group fitness for all levels in a fun, welcoming environment. Their proven method combines kickboxing, cardio, and strength training to get you in the best shape of your life. You've heard all about their 10-week challenges, but you can join as a member anytime. Head to fxbeatlincoln.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or just south of 78th and Pioneers.
In today's day and age, people are trying to do more and more projects by themselves. That might be better on the wallet, but it can also lead to painful sounds like this. Ow! Poor guy, trying to do wiring all by himself. Let's have another listen. It's just not worth it. Don't hurt yourself or make things worse than they are already. For any of your electric needs, call Joe at Ambition Electric today at 402-217-3415 or go to ambitionelectric.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 9th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Another warm and windy day as we'll see south winds gusting 35 to 40. An afternoon high of 74. Very late tonight, a cold front moving through will bring a chance of showers and thunderstorms. We'll see a low of 45, a high of 51 tomorrow, but temperatures falling during the day. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We are back. Old School, Strick, Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan, Nate Turner lighting it up. I see you, Nate. I ain't
Big
never
Nate.
Yeah.
I got love for Nate Turner. Nate Turner was
Chicago's
one of the best ones to do it.
Yeah, because so when I went to Buffalo, I think Nate had just got done playing there. He laid it out because when you have guys that are there that played at your school, then everybody in the organization kind of like have a good feeling about you. So Nate set it off.
I used to want Nate to come in and hoop with us.
Derek White.
He's
Derek
an
White,
athlete,
right?
Yeah,
the linebacker D White. Yeah,
D White.
Them two really set it off for Jay Foreman up there. Made it easy transition for me.
Yeah,
man. So I give up to Nathan. He's an OG. So we're gonna get to this other thing. Nate Brennan acts like he has breaking news.
It's not breaking news.
Are you gonna play the breaking news thing?
You ready for this?
Yeah, dude. You doing the breaking news?
All right.
All right, here you go. Let me hear your breaking news.
This isn't breaking news. But here's
Mark.
Mark.
You just senior letdown. All right, let me hear it.
He's Mark Whipple.
Well, tell Mickey he should be at the defensive side more. No, he's been he really had his best week of practice, and both those guys have had their best week this week. Chubb has been a lot more consistent throughout, but I told that to Logan. I said I had a lot of respect for you. It's not easy to maybe start a game and be third, but he stepped up during practice and he's continued that, and he's certainly been around here longer than Chubb has, but all the guys both those guys have gotten great support from their teammates.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys go first because Derek in the car tells me I need to let you guys finish. So go right ahead.
It's your show.
I know.
It's your show, man.
This is
we
Derek.
talk about it on the block.
Derek's texting in. I appreciate you listening to Starter Haven text line 402-464-5685. He's telling me how to do my job. All right, go ahead. What y'all think? What you think, Strick?
Well,
just off the first.
Off the
like your first thought.
My first thought is, you can tell he's still giving deference to Purdy. He's trying to equivocate and put them on the same plane, no matter what. And so I think he's trying to give himself some form of an out or some form to still be able to make sure Purdy has opportunity and so forth and so on. Whereas a lot of people are really hoping we go a different route. So it seems to me that he's really trying to give some deference to Purdy still. That's our first thought.
Nathaniel, what's your first thought?
I don't know if I want to say bad blood or what it is, but I don't know if Mickey Joseph and Mark Whipple are on the same page. I don't know to what extent. I'm not in those rooms, obviously, but I don't think they're on the same page.
But what does that got to do with what he just said?
You just said maybe Mickey should go be on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh,
you kidding me, man?
He probably was joking.
You think?
Well, I'd hope so.
It was a laugh off.
It was a laugh off. You can laugh off anything, though. Sometimes it means you're being serious.
True.
Again, I don't know, but I'm just saying I don't know why Mickey would be on the defensive side of the ball because the last two games you played, your defense was the only reason you were in a position to win the game. Your offense is what didn't show up.
Yeah, I think you look, man. When you believe in yourself as a coordinator and what you're doing and your decisions, you're definitely going to be protective. That's anybody, and so that's the only natural. You can't expect somebody to be like, oh yeah, I didn't do my job. I should have played Logan, and that was a stupid mistake, right? Nobody's going to really say that, or
No.
I mean, except Mike Leach or whatever down at Mississippi State. So I understand that. I'm not going to really devil into the
Yeah.
Nicky should get on the defensive side, but I think I kind of agree with Strick. He's, and I think he's trying to keep Chuba's confidence,
Right,
and then give Logan some credit, but not full credit. It's like, yeah, you did good, but yeah, you good, but well, Strick knows from being in the league. There's a lot of guys that are but guys that are actually the guys that should be playing. And this isn't a knock on anybody else, but there's some guys that are kind of like constantly overlooked that end up being pretty good players. And if you want an example, is Drew Brees. He doesn't look. He
doesn't look the part.
They kept playing Phillip Rivers, and finally, this dude won so much, they got rid of him. But they probably hated it because he ended up, winning a Super Bowl, going in the Hall of Fame. And he doesn't look like the 6'5", whatever, 250, whatever.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
You know how many people overlooked him?
Oh yeah.
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 So we got a call in on a Honda of Lincoln hotline. John, what's going on?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Not much. We're just waiting on you, man.
It appears to me as a fan, and I never played college football. I played in high school. I watch a lot of football. Look at how the team operates when Smothers is in the game compared to Chuba. Now, Chuba's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's ready. Logan it appears to me that Logan has the trust of this team. And I mean, when you're averaging, I think he's averaging 9 yards a carry. I mean, he's just an extra, and right now we have a hard time moving the ball. So with him in there, the threat of running the ball all the time is a different element than, that's what we need right now, because we can't seem to pass the ball. We can't seem to protect our quarterback long enough to throw the ball. And lately, our receivers have been dropping the ball. That's all I got.
Yeah,
Can I speak on that first?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, for sure.
So for me, I love John. Thank you for calling into the Honor Lincoln Hotline again. Listen, I absolutely agree with what some of what you said as well, even as a spectator and a fan of the sport. But I say this: I truly like the aspect of being able with now listen, I got to give credence and kudos to the line. I thought the line did pretty good last week.
They did look.
They looked physical. They looked like they got after him a little bit. I liked a lot what the line did. But I would say having, and this is where your expertise would step in, Jay. Having an extra eye off of or taking an extra hat that is needed and necessary for the line to have to put on somebody, where you have to account for the quarterback a little bit more, or even work in accountants for that, I think changes a dynamic of how a defense is able to play. They can't just be straight downhill. They have to be a little bit more disciplined. They have to hold a little bit. Sometimes the linebackers may have to just be a little bit more pause, because you just don't know on an RPO, you don't know on a zone read, you don't know. There's just those little things that you're going to have to give you an extra thing that you have to, read. You have to account for. Right. And that's why I think the difference is, now I know Purdy can run, it has capabilities of that, but I think having that dynamic, and then what he was able to do against Iowa, just changes a little bit of the dynamic for me. That makes it more where we need to be able to move the chains. Right. And I think that he has that capability a little bit more than Purdy. That's just my thought.
Yeah, I think as far as how the team operates, I just think all the players, or most of them, at least in the front line, the tight ends there, I think they're just more comfortable with Logan. They know his cadence. He's been around. He's been knowing a lot of these guys for a couple of years. And Logan has more experience, I think just of playing. He playing at Nebraska, it's as simple as just even putting on the helmet and jersey. And I think where Logan can command the huddle a little different, and so you see it. I think he just knows how to get in and out of the huddle a little bit crisper, and has faced some hard situations probably more readily than Chuba. But I think you could figure out a way to do both, right? I mean, if Chuba plays well, and Chuba can run the ball. I know he's pretty fast, so if he could be obviously a lot more consistent and efficient at quarterback, just say is dropping back, then you bring Logan in a little bit of RPO.
Yeah,
it gives the defense and the defensive coordinators more to think about and more to prepare for, not only this week but the
rest of it.
Until Casey comes back. So
now real quick, I also liked how they threw some counters.
Yeah,
I saw some pulling guards on counters, which gave just that just a little bit more room, a little bit more delay for Anthony. All of those things I was liking. Quick draws, quick, getting the ball on screens, all different types of screens. It wasn't just
traditional wide receiver.
Yeah.
So I
like what they were trying to do. But
and again, I think the conversation is totally different if we catch a few balls.
Yeah.
I think we might even be talking about a different outcome in the game.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I'd probably say we maybe at least scored 3 more points. Just say we even scored another touchdown. That takes that touchdown away from Minnesota. We end up winning, right? So I think that we also have to be aware of that, because I'm sure Whipple is seeing that as well. Like if a quarterback is putting the ball in your hand and it's a catchable ball, then his responsibility is over. Now, granted, can the pass be perfect? Sure. But sports isn't a game of perfection.
Yeah.
It's a game of imperfection, and you have to make the imperfect look perfect. And so I know that's probably into it. And I'm just going to, obviously, as you're the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, you're going to be judged very, very, harshly, especially with Casey being out. And, and so, but I'm also going to, give him his, runway in my book, that he's the head coach. He knows these guys better. I'm assuming he knows them better than any of us. And I would not think he's not making the best decision, overall. But, you're tiptoeing on a line where when the average eye can see the rhythm isn't the same. You can't, you've been there where they, it's no different in or basketball in the NBA, where a rookie comes in and then you just draft. I've seen it where like we drafted a guy in Buffalo, Eric Flowers, where you just you're trying to make, he's not mature, he's not ready yet. You get what I'm, and then 2 years down the road, that's why there used to be rookies like, okay, he needs to learn how to practice, he needs to learn how to time manage and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's it. Don't be so quick to force somebody down there, because when the defense is rolling like that, when the offensive line is playing like that 2 weeks in a row, it's the real deal. So
let me throw something at you real quick. And I love it. Wet Blanken said this. He said it earlier today, but I just happened to catch it. Nebraska has been pretty solid over the last, I would even say 3 weeks in the first half. 2 weeks, definitely.
Yeah.
Second halves, teams have made adjustments. It just seems that we haven't. How do you think that's going to look this week in the situation against Michigan? Because Michigan is a dominant second half team.
Right. Yeah. They actually sleepwalked through the first half. Well, I think it's, some teams make adjustments. Sure. But I just think like we kind of like,
we lose our way.
The energy.
It's the energy.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like we kind of ooze into it. Like it's almost like halftime is too long.
Because you saw that Minnesota looked like they looked different.
They looked dejected.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then they came out and got 3 points.
Yeah.
And then we missed that third down pass, and then that gave them more momentum.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota, even though they got the 3 points, they weren't fully confident. You know what I'm saying? But then we had a chance to continue the drive to take away the momentum. And you might not take all the momentum away, but then the offense is like, all right, we got to wait 3 more plays. Okay. Oh, we got to make 3 more plays. Then you kind of get into the lull. When they go 3 and then back up, that's where you lose all the momentum.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a clock management game and try to get down to the very end. So we're going to hit a break right here. Old school, Jay Foreman, E. Strick, Nate Brennan.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you've put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
James Enterprise Incorporated, that company that hauls your gravel, rocks, and material for your farm or construction site, says thank you to the people of the healthcare community for putting yourself in the way of danger to save the public. That is what it means to be a hero and to build a beautiful legacy. This message brought to you by James Enterprise Incorporated. For all your hauling of rock, gravel, and materials, call them at 402-432-6740. That's 402-432-6740.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Time to replace your heating and air? Get utility rebates and big discounts from Bryant. Call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit ASBMidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits. Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
Lose fat, build muscle, gain endurance. Whatever your goal, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help you achieve it. Farrell's offers group fitness for all levels in a fun, welcoming environment. Their proven method combines kickboxing, cardio, and strength training to get you in the best shape of your life. You've heard all about their 10-week challenges, but you can join as a member anytime. Head to fxbeatlincoln.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or just south of 78th and Pioneers.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Old School, we're back. Jay Foreman, E. Strick, Nate Brennan. We got a special guest here. We got Felix with Big Comedy Energy Showcase, in Lincoln, November 11th and 12th at Suite A, which is right next to Mary Ellen's. Felix, welcome.
Thank you. I feel welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming down.
Absolutely.
And
Felix in the house.
Yeah, I came to collect. Number 21 owes me $5.
He does. He owes you $5.
Oh yeah.
You got to tell him you want it in ones or you want it in pennies.
He beat the brakes off of me, I think.
In basketball.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. It was a bad day for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a small world, man. Where'd you break him off at?
No, so back when he was playing hooping for the Huskers.
Right.
I was in junior high.
Okay.
But I was a prodigy. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I cut class to go downtown. I was going to go see a movie, right? I was going to meet this girl that was cutting class as well from the other school.
Right.
But before the movies opened up, I went down on campus.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I got to show these guys. I got to teach them a lesson or two.
Right.
So I started playing some hoops, right? And this guy comes up to me, he says, "Hey, can I play with you?" And I was like, man, whatever. So then we start balling a little bit, start talking to me. Where you from? I go to Color Junior High School.
Right.
What about you? No, I go here. You go to this school? Yeah, what do you do here? I play basketball. Really? Could have fooled me, man.
Right.
That's sad. I was throwing bones on him, right? Couldn't do nothing to me.
Posting him up
man,
and everything.
4 quarters, I was on dunking.
Ain't strict.
No, he couldn't hang.
He's on fire.
I was
He's
on fire. Yeah.
You know what it is?
And see, so back in the day, right, back before all the video games were on your cell phones and stuff, they had these things called video arcades.
Right. Oh,
and
yeah,
the student,
they had one in the union.
So you was just in the union.
I was in the
You know how we used to go in there and play spades and cards.
Right. Right. So they had this game called NBA Jam.
Right.
I was untouchable. And that's when I met Mr. Eric Strickland.
I was slamming. I probably was almost breaking the glass.
Right.
I hated to lose.
Right.
So
So he was hitting you with.
He was a young fella too.
He was like, he's on fire.
Yeah.
He was,
and I couldn't get on fire.
Yeah.
Right. Now, the thing is, though, is that he went on to, maybe do a little something, right? Ends up probably buying his mom a house and a car and everything. And I just gave my mom headaches. I just broke curfew. That's all I did.
Right.
No, man. So you're doing a wonderful set. You got it coming up this weekend, yeah?
Man, I tell you what, we're so excited. So Gato Comedy Syndicate, that's my camp, right? We were doing shows here. Last year, I went out to L.A. I saw how they were doing things out there, from Laugh Factory, Comedy Chateau, some of those big places, right? Hung out some time. I came back, and then it's just one of those things when you're walking your path, right? I'm gonna get a little spiritual, but when you're walking your path, things line up.
Yeah.
I end up meeting Charles, right? I go to check out this space.
Love Charles.
Oh, right.
Charles is a good dude, right?
Yeah.
So I go to Mary Ellen's. I go, I hear you guys got an event space. I'm just checking some stuff out. I'm doing consultation for someone else, right?
Yeah.
They're like, well, the owner's over there watching football game. I was like, all right, cool. So I go to watch. You want to talk to him?
Right.
We start talking what we're doing, this and that. Then he hits me up. He's like, well, why don't we just do a comedy show?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm not really doing that. I'm kind of just, kicking back. And we talked about it. He made it right. And when it's just right, it's right.
Right. Yeah.
Earlier, you were talking about how it's, sports is imperfection, right? You're talking about that, but so is life.
Right.
And with comedy, what we want to do is we want to shine the light on the imperfection.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
quick question, Felix.
Yes, sir.
When you talk about that, one of the things that's been hard in comedy these days is there's been a lot of what do they call political correctness, which makes it difficult sometimes to be able to have comedy the way that it should be. Because when we were coming up, it was raw. It was like you say whatever.
Don't sit in them front four.
It was raw. How do you feel now as in addressing those situations? Is it something you still can kind of play on the fringes, or is it something you kind of really have to be mindful of now?
So I think it's a little bit of both, right? So think of your coaches, right? When you guys were players, right? There's a way that your coach is going to professionally behave on the sidelines, at the press conference, and then there's also going to be those things at practice.
Yeah.
Right. So here's the thing. When coach is getting on you and he's really drilling you, right? Talking about toes and elbows or whatever it is, right? He's not doing it to be cruel. He's doing it to like, this is your imperfection, and we're gonna shine a light on this imperfection, right?
Right.
Coach is trying to make you guys better.
Mhm.
Right. What comedians we're doing is we're going to shine the light on the imperfections of being a human.
Right.
Right. And maybe we can kind of laugh at it and be better people about that. But the key here is, are we doing it to be cruel?
Right.
Or are we doing it to laugh and
Right.
show how it's, hey, let's ease this conversation.
Right.
Right. So what I would say is, it's not my intention to be cruel. If I'm poking fun, I'm poking fun at myself. I'm
Right.
poking fun at my peers.
Mhm.
And I don't set out to be cruel. As a matter of fact, one thing about Gato comedy, we don't do dark humor.
Mhm.
Right.
There are certain subjects that do deserve to have a conversation on the comedy stage. Isn't one of them.
Right.
Mhm.
Now, if an audience member is going to take something as cruelty, let's have a conversation.
Right.
But if you just want to be attack and just to take me down, then we're really not having
Yeah,
a
right.
conversation.
That's
And-
good.
Right. And that's the difference between a bully coach
Right.
and a coach that wants to lift
That's
you up.
good. That's
right?
good.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you how many, like, if you're just, in the airport, grocery
Yeah,
store,
right.
How many times a day you be like, yeah, I can use that. I could, I know it, like, whether it's people watching, conversation,
Right.
or just everyday life.
Do you get on BBLs? Oh, I'm sorry, Jay.
Oh, wait.
There you go.
What-
there goes.
Like that. I think that's comedy.
What?
BBLs.
Wait, is that like your
What?
dating profile? Like,
No,
I'm
the
into
BBLs is the
BBLs?
girls that are pumping it up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Man.
don't know what you're talking about.
No,
back,
but
to
hold
my,
on.
back to my question. here.
Real quick, hey,
Hey.
we're rolling after the show. I don't care where we're going, but we're going, man. So here's the thing, man. How often in times in life, every day, grocery store, airport, wherever you're at, do you roll your eyes?
Right.
Right. That's it.
Often.
That's
Often.
it, right.
Right. How many times do you do it at yourself? Right.
Yeah.
How many times? Oh my God. So as I get a little bit older, got some gray whiskers
Right.
here, right? You start having those ninja naps, right? Out of nowhere, you sit down, and next thing you know,
Yeah.
and you out, and you're out. And then all of a sudden you wake up out of nowhere because you're snoring too loud.
Right.
Right.
And next thing you know, you're like your old man.
Right.
And you're making these weird sounds when you drink your coffee. You're aching bones and all this stuff. And you
That
start
part.
laughing at
Right.
yourself.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
part.
yeah.
That's life.
Getting out of the car.
Getting out of the car, right?
Right.
What happened, Mr. NBA? Now you can't get out of the car.
I talk about just bending down to get a doggone piece of paper to how the body feels, just doing that.
Right. And so we can laugh
Yeah.
at ourselves because we can remember what it was like to be younger.
Woo.
Right.
I used to just show up in the gym and just get the dunking, no stretching, nothing.
That's
just
it.
straight to the hoop.
Right. Right. So you're talking about how often in life do I see
Yeah.
this stuff as
Right.
material? Day
Day
in.
Day in and day out. That's
All
crazy.
the
It's
time.
all around.
Everybody's there.
Yeah.
Hey, we're
Right.
gonna pause for 10 seconds. Station ID. Right, Nate?
That's
All
right.
right.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
The big,
All right,
the big booty joint.
Yeah, we're back, man.
Oh,
we got.
ooh.
Did
Did I just say that?
Yeah, that's a hot
Online?
mic. We got.
I thought I
Strick.
was still.
We got Strick. We got Felix again in here. With,
It's the reunion
with
tour,
the big,
baby.
right? With the big comedy energy, and got a big comedy.
Yeah, he
So-
brought light
energy,
to this whole show right now.
comedy showcase at
Right.
Suite A,
Yes.
right next to Mary Ellen's,
Yes.
2801 Pine Lake Road, Suite A,
Mhm.
November 11th and 12th. Online tickets are $15. At the door, $25. Times are 7 p.m., 9:30, 11 p.m. There's an after party
So
Friday and Saturday, right?
Where?
The 11th.
Gravity?
So right there.
At the spot.
Why go anywhere
I'm just
else?
asking.
No,
I don't know.
man. No, we're
I'm just
in
getting
the
back
spot.
into town, Felix. I don't even know where the spots are. Listen, every
Okay.
time, Felix,
Yeah.
we talk about a spot,
Yeah.
I go back to what I used to know. Brass rail.
Let's go.
That's all I talk
That's
about.
it right now.
I don't know nothing else. I just heard that this place called Gravity. I ain't even really been in there. But
All right, here you go.
Oh.
Hey, yo, Strick, check it out.
Check.
After the show, we're hitting brass rail, Rumpleman shots. We're going back to the
Ooh,
90s.
back
man.
to the 90s.
Y'all be
Brass
careful,
rail.
man. We already
Oh,
had
yeah.
an accident this weekend. Hey, I wanted to. Here's what I wanted to ask you. Here's what I wanted to ask you, man.
Sir.
You know, they always say I grew up obviously Richard Pryor and all that.
Yeah.
And he talked about the courage it takes to get on stage.
Right.
So talk about how you transition from, say, like being funny with your boys,
right,
and then actually have to be funny for other people when you on stage, and just talk about how long do you get nervous before every time you go on, or is it a little bit easier now? I'm sure the first few times was really, really hard.
I got nervous when I was a kid talking to a girl. There's nothing more, as a teenage boy talking to a girl. That's when you got So if you got over those nerves, the
you
stage
can do
ain't-
anything. Okay.
Yeah, the stage
All
ain't
right.
nothing.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: when we're joking around, right, the barbecue, family
Right.
reunion, whatever it is, we're all just sort of bantering.
Right.
On stage, it becomes a little bit more calculated. So without getting too boring, you got the premise, which is the setup, and you got the punchline, which is the joke. You want to be efficient in the setup.
Right.
Syllable count, right? Why
Right.
did the chicken cross the road? That's the
Right.
premise. You want to be quick with that, and then you want to get to the punchline as fast as possible, right? So you're in the huddle, right? You got a 20-second timeout on the sidelines. You want to be efficient.
Right.
You want to get to the point, and then you want to execute.
Right.
Same thing, man. Same
Yeah, just
principles.
being
man.
efficient in how you deliver. Oh, that's pretty-
Right. Yeah.
That's
That's
cool. Yeah.
Right. And then now, if with football terms, like you get some yak,
Right.
right? That's what we in comedy we call a tag. So you've got the punchline based off the premise. Why did chicken cross the road? The punch on this to get to the other side.
Yeah.
The tag would be he was late for work.
Right.
The other tag was he was leaving his, girlfriend's house on his way, whatever. But so that's your yak.
Right.
You made the play. Now go get extra laughs.
Does yak also consist of people running their mouth in the audience or saying a little
That makes
something?
your
Is
job
that yak?
easier, right?
Or
Yeah.
what is that considered in football terms?
So in football terms, in football, it depends. Now it depends.
Was that like a speed play or like running a?
I would say this in football terms, the heckler is the blitz.
Ooh.
Okay. Now, how well are you going to pick up the blitz?
Right.
Does the running back
Ah.
right? Because if
like
that back is coming, if that linebacker's coming in on a blitz, right?
Right.
And or if the safety blitz, right? And then you're going to be up way over the top, and your running back can stop it. You've got a home run. So you want to heckle me? Here's the thing: it's so stupid. One, because this is what we do,
Right.
We're comedians,
Yeah.
it is our job to expose the imperfection.
Right.
You're not a comedian. I'm on stage. I have the microphone. I got the spotlight. I got the audience on my side. And if worst case scenario happens, I got the ref. I got
Right.
security.
Right.
Right. I can just say we're done and you're out.
Right.
Right. But if you want to come and try to clown me, please, thank you. That's a freebie. That's something I didn't have to try for. And now you just bring it up.
Right.
I pick up the blitz every time.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. We have fun with it.
Right. And then talk about when you talk about being efficient when you're with your delivery,
Mhm.
and do you either speed up or slow down off the energy of the crowd? So say like you say a joke about somebody
Mhm.
you saw at High V,
Right.
and people were like, "Yeah, I remember that." And then you might even add, do you have something in your back pocket for every premise? Like, oh, I could talk about High V. I could talk about Walmart, or the difference
Mhm.
between Walmart and Target. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So,
Yeah.
since we're on sports, let's
Yeah.
talk about sports, right? You want the game to come to you,
Right.
Right. But you also want to take control of the game at
Yeah.
the same time. That's when you get that level. When you're in control, the game is coming to you. You're not forcing anything,
Right.
Because if you stick to the script and it's not hitting, right, you need to adjust. You
you
talked
gotta
about
make an
Michigan.
adjustment.
Yeah.
You talked about Michigan being a second half team,
Right.
right? They adjusted.
Yeah.
Right. That's what they do. So you got to be able to adjust, but adjust on the fly, like in ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. Now they're showing zone. How are we going to
Yeah, yeah,
penetrate
yeah,
and
yeah.
break the zone? Here's the thing is you want to be able to adjust. You want to be able to take what the audience is giving. But by the same token, you got to set the pace.
Yeah.
Right. Because just like in any sport, the team that's trying to adjust to the other team's pace is already behind.
Yeah, you're
Right.
reacting.
You know what I mean? So if you got to run heavy, offense,
Right.
right? You're going to stay run heavy. And now the defense has to adjust to that. You're going to win because
Right.
to you, 3 yards in a cloud of dust is every day.
One
right?
thing I want to ask you is
Sir.
for what's the the 2 or 3 things or advice that you would give if we have any young and upcoming comedians out there, or somebody that say
Or even want to get connected
or
with
get
Gato.
connected, or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
what's your 2 or 3 things as far as advice or how they should go about taking it to the next level?
Right. So number one is look at the team that you're surrounding yourself with, right? It's a culture. So if you want to play little league, small ball, farm league or whatever, hang out with that, right? If you want to start taking stuff to the next level, hang out with that. And they say that with everything.
Right.
Don't be the smartest person in the room.
That part.
Right.
Mhm.
Get with other folks. Right. You want to be the weakest link in the chain and then elevate. Right. And then if you're at the top, right, then you want to just keep pushing and pushing.
Right.
So that's it, man. That's like everything else. Don't succumb to the small market mind. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you talked about what I would say to young people. I don't know. I'm not a young guy myself. Right. I'm a middle-aged man. So what I would tell a middle-aged person is saying it's never too late.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So with sports, you guys got a window. Right. And
Yeah.
eventually you just can't do the
Yeah.
body just
Yeah,
can't
don't
do
do
it.
it.
Right. The thing about, perhaps the arts is as we get older, we're always going to have an audience.
Right.
So my audience is 35 plus.
Yeah.
Right. That's my audience. So I'm going to always have that audience. Now, what I do though, is I go and I contract younger dudes,
Yeah.
sometimes
that
older
tap
dudes,
in. Right.
and then we tap in. So that's the number one advice, but that's life advice,
Right.
man. Look at
Yeah.
your surroundings. Who are the people you're surrounding yourself with? And get in the room with more talented people, and then elevate yourself, and then bring other people up, man. for
Love it.
sure.
I have one last question. How do you tell a young man or a young woman
Mhm.
that bombs on a show? Because it happens, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Either
Yeah.
when you're first in, first
Mhm.
out. It happens even
Yeah.
on us. We have
Yeah.
bad
Right.
games
Yeah.
when we're young and
Right.
rookies and so forth.
Right.
How do you tell somebody to overcome the bomb, to
Oh,
continue
okay.
when they bomb on a set? Not they're the bomb,
Right.
but they bomb.
That they bombed, right? Dude, everybody's bombed.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same thing that you would.
Yeah.
Again, man, the beautiful thing about comedy, man, is that it is just highlighting the imperfections. But by doing so, we realize that here's what I love, man. I'll get you a question. I'm gonna make this quick
Yeah.
analogy, right? The oldest person at my show was an 82-year-old woman. The youngest person at one of my shows was a 19-year-old with a fake ID. They happen to be at the same show.
Mm.
Here's the thing. There's black, white, Hispanic, Asian, right? There's Northsiders, Southsiders.
Mhm.
There's
Hood, rich,
right?
Yeah.
Rich, hood, whatever. Here's the crazy thing is throughout the show, everybody's laughing. We laugh because we can relate. And so if we can figure out to look around the room, we're so different,
Right.
but we're laughing and we're relating. We're not as different
As we think.
as demographics have us be, right? We just
Right.
went through some elections that
Yeah.
really try to separate
Yeah.
us, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Regardless
big.
of what side
Yeah.
of the
Right,
of the
right.
thing you're on. So how do you tell someone, hey man, you bombed? Dude, we all bomb. We're all human. We're all imperfect. And guess what, man? We all love you. Get back on there. You got something to say. Here's the microphone. Get ready for your next set. You're
Love
up
it.
to 10.
Love it. Tell everybody they're asking questions. They're
Yeah.
asking who you are,
Right.
and just tell them who you are
Sure.
again, and
All
just
right.
give them your social media and how they can find you.
Awesome, man. So look up Gato. It means cat in Spanish. Gato, right?
Yep.
Felix. Last name Isel. Looks like Izel, like from Friday, right? My
Mhm,
back, my
mhm.
neck, right? IZEL, right? Gato Comedy Syndicate. Also look up Mary Ellen's, right? Because we're going
On
to
the
be connected
website?
on the website, right? Gato Comedy Syndicate, Gato Felix Isel. Hit us up, right? We'll get you some tickets. We're gonna get you guys some tickets. You're gonna bring the Rumplemints crew,
All
right?
right.
We got
Yes,
Nick,
sir.
right? And look, you know what's
Nick,
crazy, right?
Little
The-
club, it's club kid right there.
yeah, I know, man. All of a sudden, right? The guy that was quiet the whole time,
You
right?
know I'm ready for some Rumplemints. Sign me up.
He was
Absolutely.
excited when he heard
I
that.
heard Rumplemints. And
He got
perked up a little
excited.
bit. That's
Hey,
right.
we always talk about who you surround with. We got my man Charles. Charles, can you hear us in there?
Oh, there's
Charles on the-
mic is on. We got Charles from Mary Ellen's,
And
in
he
there.
sponsors.
He's
Hey, he
sponsor.
sponsors on the block.
That's
Oh,
right.
on the
Watch
block.
out.
That's right.
How y'all doing? Excellent show. Great show, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to give props to Charles. One, he sponsors on the block, but two, the food is kicking.
Phenomenal.
It's hitting. And I'm gonna tell you what, I never got to tell you when we had the little Husker thing out there that time, Charles. Sweet A is off the chain, man.
Oh, appreciate
you
it.
did.
Appreciate it.
Whoever, I know all you guys collaborated on it, man. But it's for you people out there. If you go to obviously Mary Ellen's, grub till you can't eat no more. Sweet A to either catch a game or a party or whatever you want. The atmosphere and the whole layout. I'm thinking of the comedy show. It's intimate. That's gonna be pretty cool, man. I'm excited, obviously for you, Charles, for you, Felix, the cat.
Thank
you. I'm excited for you guys. I appreciate you guys coming in. Appreciate what you guys do, and I appreciate the comedy though, man. Because
Yeah.
I think if anybody can laugh at themselves, laugh at the situation, it makes it a little bit easier, man. I think a lot more people got out of their own way and just said, "Hey,
Yeah, just laugh and live.
It ain't a big deal. Everybody,
Yeah, love,
everybody-
laugh, live.
That's it, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
everybody done stubbed their toe. Everybody done fell down.
Yeah.
That's it,
right?
man. And we all get up, we laugh at it, man.
Right.
And you get chubby like Strick.
And we get,
I used to be fine.
yeah.
I got chubby like a mug.
All right, man.
Eating too much Mariella.
Hey, that's all right, though. It's the old school. We're about to go into break. Appreciate Charles and Felix, Jay
y'all.
Foreman, E. Strick, Nate Brennan.
No doubt.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 9th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is holding a hiring event this Friday and Saturday. Stop by between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on either day to learn more about their opportunities for your next career. Tours and interviews will be conducted both days. Wages grow up to $20 per hour. Make plans to attend Friday or Saturday at 12851 Dover Street in Waverly. And if you can't make it, you can always apply online at tractorsupply.jobs. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Get an immediate look back at the game from the people who know it best. It's the Tanner's Postgame Show and the Final Word live from Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Hear from former players and national champions like Jay Foreman, Rashawn Jackson, and Aaron Davis and see what they saw in that day's game. It's the Tanner's Postgame Show and the Final Word, live and in person, home or away at Tanner's Bar and Grill, brought to you by Bauer Infrastructure. Only here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer two of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich, dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
They might win, they might lose, but either way, you have something to say about it. Don't miss the Husker After Party Postgame Show immediately following every Nebraska football game. Nick Sadert and Jake Bachhoven give instant reaction, quotes from the players and coaches, and take all your phone calls with thoughts on the game. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, only on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Quilliers, and Brant Excavating.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to brantexcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brand.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather, sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Another warm and windy day as we'll see south winds gusting 35 to 40, an afternoon high of 74. Very late tonight, a cold front moving through will bring a chance of showers and thunderstorms. We'll see a low of 45, a high of 51 tomorrow, but temperatures falling during the day. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, Old School. E. Strick, Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan. We had the pleasure of having Charles from Mary Ellen's and Felix the Cat. Again, go check it out. Get on Mary Ellen's website or gato-comedy-syndicate.com. Big comedy energy at Gato Comedy Showcase, November 11th and 12th. At Suite A, right next door to Mary Ellen's, located on 2801 Pine Lake Road. $15 online, $25 at the door. Late show on Saturday is almost sold out. 7 p.m. Is almost sold out as well. Then there's Saturday 11 p.m. after party there too. So it's a good spot. And doors open at 6, 7 p.m. show. Doors open at 8:30 for the 9:30 show. So you get an hour to kind of mix and mingle, get you a couple of drinks, take in the crowd, meet the probably some of the comedians before they get on stage and make everybody laugh a little bit. So we're gracious for them to take the time to come over and promote their show, but then also bless us with their presence, because even though they're comedians, they still had what he was saying is some life lessons, sports lessons, all types of stuff. So we really want to thank Felix and Charles. But back to the Nebraska talk. I just think it's just one of those things, man. I just, it's part of being a coach, part of being an offensive coordinator, and you believe in what you believe in. Sometimes to a fault, but I just think as the game goes to Saturday, we'll see. I think this will tell a lot, but I think both quarterbacks will play if Casey doesn't, isn't healthy enough to go. It sounds like that's going to be an uphill battle for him. Not really actively practicing this week, according to I think Mickey or Whipple. So let's hope for the best for Casey. But if not, these two dudes need to step up. It's a big challenge when you have to deal with Michigan. One of the things that we were going to do is, kind of go over how I would attack Michigan is from an offensive standpoint. Michigan had not a tumultuous offseason. Hit the college football playoffs, a lot of expectation, lose some players. Jim Harbaugh opened up the quarterback competition with Cade McNamara, a guy that led him all the way there, played really, really well all year. He's their team captain. And J.J. McCarthy was a 5-star recruit, kind of a dual threat.
He's been the best thing, I think, for them to really get to narrowing that situation down.
And it was big. It takes some cojones for a coach to say, hey, look, this dude is good. I know you're good. You won a lot of games for us, but I think this guy could take us to the next level. Yeah. And they kind of competed in the first 2 games. And it seems like J.J. McCarthy, as the season's gone on, even though he hit a little bit of lull, is playing a little bit more consistently. And as the season goes on, that's what you want. He's a first-year starter, so he's learning a lot. We've seen that live out in our own backyard here in Lincoln. Mm-hmm. But as far as how I would attack Michigan or go about dealing with their offense, the first and foremost, I want to play as well or even better than we have in the last 2 weeks against the run. If we play as well as we have against the run and make Blake Corum and the Michigan running attack conventionally hand the ball off more than 30 times, that we can keep them at or below 4 yards of carry, we're putting ourselves in a winning situation. The one thing about Michigan's run game, they're really, really well coached as far as the offensive line. They have big, physical, fast, quick tight ends. Mm-hmm. The receivers block. You see a lot of explosive runs from them, not only from the running back running behind his pads,
jet sweeps.
Yep, jet sweeps, but him making guys miss, running through tackles. He has, he's about 5'9", about 215. I remember seeing him on the field last year. He got some big old calves on him. Yeah. He's built. and he's got home run speed as well.
Yeah.
So he's a really, really good back.
What's his yak compared to Ibrahim's? Is it more or less? Just because I think Ibrahim's top,
he
right?
has a lot of explosive runs. I'd say his is probably a little bit more, but I think it's a different type of offense the way he goes about it. He put a spin move on a kid from Michigan State that was actually a big third down tackle. He not only spun move, kind of, deboed him physically. He turned it into a 16, 17-yard run. That's an explosive run to me, because that's after contact. So, I would put a lot of effort in there in stopping the run. They got Ronnie Bell back, who got hurt last year, so he was their deep threat. He's a big-time receiver. He looks like he's getting healthier every single week. But I'm still going to either roll coverage to him, or I'm going to say, my corners, you guys got to eat tonight. Not zero coverage, but we want all eyes looking on that backfield, because I feel like if we play with good eye discipline, so forth and so on, the play action passes will be able to live, another day. So as long as we don't give up any explosive plays or limit the explosive plays in the run game, which conversely opens up their pass game, I think we'll be okay.
Would you explore something similar to what Illinois did to us? A deep one safety.
Yeah. And nothing deep, nothing cheap.
Nothing deep, nothing cheap. Right. And then just basically they'll flood the every gap.
Right. Yeah. We're getting across the line of scrimmage. We're going to confuse you guys. We're going to hit you with some movement. We'll play base. We'll outnumber you. But we just got to do a really good job like we have before. We got to know what we're doing. We got to do our assignment. Then we got to go play football. I think the flow, or the rally and the flow and the swarming of the football in that first half was the best it's been all season.
Right.
So mixed in there was probably some missed tackles, but you never even
really
came up because there's so many guys there. And so and then to draw confidence for this team is, and I'm primarily talking about defense. It's almost the same offense, the same cast of characters, the offense that you're going to face from last year. Even though McCarthy didn't play, he played some. How you played him last year in defense is something that you can draw upon. It's the same offense, the same players. Don't go up to this game and thinking this is a number 4 team in the nation and we need to back down. We just played these guys last year and played them to a fault, and essentially we had a chance to win the game, not once, but twice, and had the ball to drive and win the game and somehow fumbled. You can't minimize that. Regardless of what Nebraska's record was, you played these guys toe-to-toe, and you can actually say after that game, the refs had a huge part in Nebraska losing that game. There were some calls that were egregious. The pass interference on JoJo Doman was horrendous, which gave them the ball at the 1 yard line. Michigan was that was a third down play. They would have to kick a field goal.
Yeah,
to get 7 points. So you think about that. Now you're going on the road. Now you got to be a little bit cleaner. But if you really stick to your guns, you want to get this game coming down in the fourth quarter, and let's see what you're made of, quarterback.
Yeah,
because it's easy to be the RPO quarterback at Michigan, or be aggressive in the play calling when you're ahead early and you're real comfortable, right? So let's try our hardest to make this guy uncomfortable. Then we could do some exotic coverages. Then we could go for some balls. Then we can take our chances.
Does the Miles Farmer situation hinder the back end of the DBs in this situation, because you want to be, like you say, crisp on the, does this, or do you feel that the backups in this particular situation, because he's definitely a leader back there.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, it was his most active game. I think Bill Bush said that he was in or at about 20 tackles. That's a pretty active day for anybody. I mean, so it doesn't help the situation. I think that Travis Fisher and those guys are going to do a good job getting Phelan or Singleton ready to go. It's their job to be ready. I think he's Phelan Sanford. I think you've seen him quite a bit this year, and he's a guy. He's a walk-on, but you don't look at him as a walk-on because he's one of the best athletes on the team, pound for pound, probably the fastest and the strongest. So he's equipped and ready to to play. He's from Nebraska, so he's going to play with a lot of pride. Picking him up, putting him down, he can run with anybody, and he knows what he's doing. So I think they have a ton of confidence in him, period. And he's played for Miles and or Marcus before, and it doesn't help, but I don't think it's going to be a hindrance to where Michigan is going to be able to go Air American. Now, if we're playing Ohio State, then you'd be a little bit alarmed because they're primarily a passing team first, running second, where Michigan, they're not going to change what they do. Now, I will tell you this about Michigan. And this is where I kind of picked up on them last year, is as the season went on, they actually became more explosive in the pass game, and they took more shots. And that's really where they kind of caught us last year. And McNamara could throw the ball. McCarthy's thrown the ball at times pretty good. but I still would like to take the Bill Belichick type of mentality. We play well against the run, and they beat us doing something that they're not the best
comfortable at.
I can deal with that.
Hey, I love it. I think in this situation, where we've gotten the problems, what we've had, this is what I've seen, Jay, is a progression of training like simulations, although they were game situations. Right. You start with Illinois and what they had to offer, and they gave it to you in a way with a walk-on guy. It was a training simulation. He had success. They end up pulling it out on you. Then you go to one where there's some establishment in that situation, but they have a little bit more troubles on the defensive side, which gives you an opportunity that if you can do what you got to do and lock and stock, which you showed in the first half, similar to what you did with Chase in the first half, then you had a chance to win that game.
Right.
Then you come now to a situation where they've got both components.
Right.
So it's been a progression. And if you can just go up the ladder with this team,
right,
you, as I think you can do, you would put yourself in give yourself an opportunity to be able to be in this
right.
game.
And that's the way it is in any type of game when you play against like opponents, whether it's Purdue, kind of got out of hand against Illinois. Definitely felt like you had multiple chances to either get back in the game or ice the game in Minnesota game, in different parts of the game. And that's all you want against Michigan. Now, the thing that Michigan is able to do is their defense has been playing really, really well this year. And it's like everybody's been eating, right? They even have a receiver that switched over to DB, and he plays nickel. He has two interceptions. He's a senior. So they're getting, help from everywhere. But I still think if we're able to stay on schedule, keep them off balance, and have a good mix of running pass and a good efficient passing game, the deep balls will be there. They have not been challenged by anyone. And if I'm talking to the team or talking to the fans, I always look at it everything because I remember the time that we got blown out by Kansas City and we beat them the year before, and it's those 5 or 6 minutes where a team goes on a run that you have to be able to stop the run. It's no different than basketball. So if you look at, they just played Rutgers. Rutgers was bringing it to them. That wasn't no joke. Michigan doesn't leave Ann Arbor when they're in the hunt of trying to keep their ranking in college football playoffs, et cetera, and go down to Rutgers and be like, yeah, we're going to sleepwalk through the first half. They're not going to play Indiana, I think, at home and be in Indiana bringing it to them. Now, what they're able to do and what you have to be prepared for is that they're going to go in at halftime or they're going to make in-game adjustments, and you have to be ready for them to hit you with
intensity of the shift.
Right. They're going to come with their counterpunch, and then they're not only counterpunching, they're coming for knockout blows. So you got to be able to withstand their storm and then make it a ball game. You look at the Michigan State when they played them. It kind of obviously was,
it was tight early.
It was tight through 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Michigan State got out of their way, but Michigan State learned something from it, went down and beat Illinois the next year.
Yeah.
So in the midst of controversy, so it's a game. It's good. It's a measuring stick. It's if you're a competitor, you should be always wanting to play against the best. And as a team, you know that you can go up another level because a lot of the things that you've not been successful at has been self-induced. So or self-inflicted. Excuse me. So. With that being said, we're going to go into break. Jay Foreman, E. Strick, Old School. We'll be back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you could earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Time to replace your heating and air? Get utility rebates and big discounts from Bryant. Call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is holding a hiring event this Friday and Saturday. Stop by between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on either day to learn more about their opportunities for your next career. Tours and interviews will be conducted both days. Wages grow up to $20 per hour. Make plans to attend Friday or Saturday at 12851 Dover Street in Waverly. And if you can't make it, you can always apply online at tractorsupply.jobs. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Another warm and windy day as we'll see south winds gusting 35 to 40. An afternoon high of 74. Very late tonight, a cold front moving through will bring a chance of showers and thunderstorms. We'll see a low of 45, a high of 51 tomorrow, but temperatures falling during the day. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrantExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brant.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew live from Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brought to you by A1 Automotive, Mullen Motors, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Bauer Underground, Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group, and Ritchie Brothers.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer two of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog? A cat? Or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old school, we're back. Strick is out, hitting the highway, the flyway, like he always does. Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan sitting in an old school. Got some good talk, man. We had some at the comedy show guys coming in. I'd say check that out. Get on Mary Ellen's website. And,
been a quick show.
Yeah, it's been a quick show. It's always quick when you're having fun. Got into a little Husker talk, and we'll do a little NFL stuff, man, since that was our plan, but we got a little bit off a kilter. So the great ones adjust. But NFL has got some quarterback injuries, man. You got Matthew Stafford in concussion protocol. They're struggling. I turned off the Rams-Bucks game. I figured that Tom Brady and them weren't able to score. Then he ended up obviously scoring the only touchdown all game. And you got Josh Allen, which I think is probably the biggest injury day-to-day. And McDermott says we'll see if he plays. So that lets me know he's probably not going to play. Case Keenum gets to get
That's your boy.
Yeah, a little revenge against the Vikings. The Bills play the Vikings at home. They got to bounce back after a fresh butt kicking by those New York Jets. And then the Rams play, and they're struggling. They're on the cusp of.
They need to win.
Yeah, they're on the cusp of maybe shutting it down the whole season because they're going to be too far out of the playoff race if they keep losing like they've been doing. So their offense isn't clicking. The defense has been pretty good, but their offense hasn't been.
Cooper Rush and everybody else. Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, and that's it.
Everybody
the
else.
Running attack isn't there. They've had some issues with running backs as far as health and Akers with coming back from the knee injury, and then obviously mentally as well. But they play the Cardinals on Sunday, which could be a get right game, or it could be the game that finally Pocket Hercules, Kyler Murray gets off. They have been struggling.
I wouldn't count on that.
Yeah, I think Kyler Murray he's on the Call of Duty. Call of Duty was released was it the Thursday or Friday before they played Minnesota?
Was it really?
Yeah, and he played horrible, and he played horrible again last weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on. Then you got Aaron Rodgers. He's healthy, but I think it's the first time in probably years that they lost to Detroit, and he played horrible.
He threw like what, 2 picks in the red zone?
Yeah, 2 picks in the red zone. Had a pretty cool, tackle eligible, and underthrew it by like 8 yards. Aiden Hutchinson got an interception. Had a pretty cool celebration dance too. I have a feeling Aiden Hutchinson grew up dancing, and he's been in quite a few clubs.
He was doing did you see Hard Knocks, the Billie Jean?
Yeah.
He was
It
dancing
was good.
too. It was.
Yeah, he definitely, that wasn't rehearsed. That looked like he'd done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
he knows what's good.
Yeah, I like Detroit's team. I like Dan Campbell, but they're just struggling, and I doubt he makes it past this year. And
I don't know if he's a head coach. Great motivator.
Right.
Great guy to have
he
in your
could be
locker
like
room.
An assistant head coach.
But I don't know about a head
But you know what? He manages the game well. I just think that Detroit is a job. If it's your first head coach, you got to take it. But sometimes you just never get another chance. Matt Patricia, all these guys. Detroit just has like losing in their DNA. Now, Chris Spielman is their GM now. And so, or a special advisor / GM. So I think he's going to infuse a more of a winning way. And they seem like they have a pretty good roster. Now they got to get everybody healthy on a week-to-week basis. So it's quarterbacks, either hurt, playing like booty, or in concussion protocol, man. 3 kind of big name guys. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this affects these teams. This is a separation point, Nate, in the NFL. This is it. You lose like 2 more games or 2 games in a row now.
You shut it down.
You don't shut it down personally, but you know that the teams are starting to look for next year. Then the GMs and the scouts start to be at practice all the time, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we could draft."
Really?
Oh yeah. And when I was in Houston, there was this one scout. I would always laugh because he would come in there he would come to practice with his golf shoes on, and he had these FootJoy golf shoes, and he always wore white. And they always look like he just got done playing golf. I was like, hey, what'd you shoot? But the one thing it's always funny about the NFL, no matter how good you play, generally, if you're not, I mean, heck, even, these franchises have tried to replace Tom Brady and at times Peyton Manning. They're always looking for somebody to replace you. That's the funniest thing ever. And what's even worse? They're always trying to replace the good players.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weirdest thing.
Because they're the most expensive ones. Business.
Right, but those are your good players.
Right.
Like, you want to pay for good employees. Like, it's like, okay, well, we got a bunch of good employees. Okay, let's go try to find more. Let's go get rid of all our good employees, and let's see if we can
guys for the cheap.
Yeah, it never works out. Some guys, some teams figure it out. Some teams are just playing.
And, welcome to Detroit.
NFL.
That's just kind of what happens. Texter asked you this. Jay, you buying stock on Justin Fields?
I am. I like him. The only thing I'm not buying stock in is the ability of the Chicago Bears to surround him with the weapons that he needs. But as far as him playing in this modern day NFL, I think he'd be good. But everything his career is going to be based on, at least in Chicago, is what they get some legitimate help around him. I'm talking about.
And they're trying. They got Claypool. They're trying.
You need a guy that's a guy. You know what would be great for him? like Amari Cooper, mature, not a diva, productive, can catch,
consistent,
reliable, and kind of can teach him the game. And then they got a good tight end. You need a little bit of help on the offensive line, right? And if Montgomery can stay healthy, you got a runner. And
yeah, Khalil Herbert
right,
too.
Yeah, so then
Hokie.
Yeah, so then you got some dudes there, right? So, big thing for him is getting a true number one, so they can either grow together or bring a guy that can help him, along in the process, and a number two, and they got to stay healthy. And then Chicago's going to have to rebuild that defense because they got rid of.
They blew it up,
right? Well, they got Akeem Hicks. They let him go for nothing to Tampa Bay. Then you just got rid of your best linebacker, Roquan Smith. And then Robert Quinn, you just traded for essentially a pack of bubble gum and some stale crackers. Right. Yeah. And so.
And you traded away one of the picks you got for Claypool.
Yeah. So you just went, pick for pick for Claypool. And it was probably one of the most immature guys. I don't need it. If I'm a quarterback at Chicago Bears or a young quarterback, now it works down in Kansas City because of Travis Kelce. But if I'm like a Justin Fields, if I'm a, what is another young quarterback? Even like a Kyler Murray. I don't need my receivers solely focused on like
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, TikTok and all that stuff. We got enough problems. You dancing on the field and think that no, my job's on the line. You got to get open. And so if you spending hours upon days making TikToks and reels and all that stuff, you're not in the playbook because the receiver and the quarterback have to be on the same page. And it can't be a lot of times because if you're playing on the road, you're not going to be able to hear me. So I have to be able to count on you to run the same route every single time against a certain coverage. And then you're counting on me to place the ball in a certain place.
Raph wants to know if the Broncos make the playoffs. You remember, Raph's the Broncos guy.
Negative, Ghost Rider. Oh, one more text before we go to break. What about Trevor Lawrence? What does he need to be the NFL quarterback we thought he was going to be? I think he's on his way.
He needs to get out of Jacksonville.
Yeah, but I think, you know what? I think it's probably good for him. It's kind of low key, but I think the best thing for him, healthy Travis Etienne. A healthy Travis Etienne.
They're really good friends.
Right.
He's
but
good.
He's for real.
Oh, yeah.
And continue to that offensive line is better than what people think. Get him one more really. I like Marvin Jones as number one. But
you like Christian Kirk?
I like Christian Kirk as like a slot number two. But get him a true bigger number two, then you're really working with stuff. Because if you look when he was really good in Clemson, he had some big receivers throw up 50-50 balls and then hit you over the top. Etienne will just gut you because he can pass block. He obviously can run, and he's really, really dangerous out of the backfield, and he has home run speed. And so you start adding. So I like Jacksonville. They're just, I mean,
similar to when they had Bortles and Fournette.
There's
AFC Championship,
right? But you
like Bortles? What the hell is this?
Trevor Lawrence is better than Bortles.
At this point in time, I don't know about that. I mean, he will. The problem is Trevor Lawrence, they graced as the next Peyton Manning, and that's a lot to put on a kid's shoulders, man. Like, come on.
I like it that he has Doug Peterson as his coach, too.
Good coach,
quarterback coach. Has been through it before, knows, the do's and don'ts, and they're in it together, lock and step. He's a coach that likes Trevor Lawrence versus him, say like Chicago fires the coach. Then here comes another coach that, Justin Fields now is my guy. That stymies his career. They're lock and step, and I think he's played pretty well.
Similar to Sirianni and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He was with it the whole way.
Yeah. Because he saw from a defensive perspective how dangerous he could be and the leadership qualities. I think Trevor Lawrence has it quietly, but he's not a very authoritative type of leader, but he's a guy that's going to lead by his actions. And then when he speaks up, he's like E.F. Hutton, everybody listens. So that's our quick NFL segment. We're going to go to break, and then we're going to have one little short segment. Then we're going to have to end it again. 2 hours goes by too quick. Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan, Old School. We'll be back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. They might win, they might lose, but either way, you have something to say about it. Don't miss the Husker After Party postgame show immediately following every Nebraska football game. Nick Sainert and Jake Bakoven give instant reaction, quotes from the players and coaches, and take all your phone calls with thoughts on the game. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, only on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Quilliers, and Brandt Excavating. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is holding a hiring event this Friday and Saturday. Stop by between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on either day to learn more about their opportunities for your next career. Tours and interviews will be conducted both days. Wages grow up to $20 per hour. Make plans to attend Friday or Saturday at 12851 Dover Street in Waverly. And if you can't make it, you can always apply online at tractorsupply.jobs. Tractor Supply, for life out here. Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Veterans Day. We are thankful for those who served our great nation and gave their lives to defend this country, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialist here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew live from Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brought to you by A1 Automotive, Mullen Motors, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Bauer Underground, Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group, and Ritchie Brothers.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your pregame headquarters for basketball and volleyball all season long. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Another warm and windy day as we'll see south winds gusting 35 to 40. An afternoon high of 74. Very late tonight, a cold front moving through will bring a chance of showers and thunderstorms. We'll see a low of 45, a high of 51 tomorrow, but temperatures falling during the day. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, old school. One quick segment before we end the show for today. Hump Day is today's Wednesday. So
Hump Day!
Yeah. You know, little Indianapolis Colts Saturday. He says, Jeff Saturday says he wanted the team to know that he cares about them. He's impressed some of the coaches, some of the Colts players. Today was their first practice, though. You know that, right? Usually Tuesday's your day off.
Honestly, the Colts might make the playoffs.
What?
They throw Matt Ryan back out there?
I thought he was on the
Why
I thought he was on the bench for the rest of the year.
That's what Irsay said. What happens if Jeff Saturday? Because I mean, you hired a guy, be like, hey, I think it's in everyone's best interest this guy plays.
Yeah.
Why
so
not?
You know, a lot of the guys
they're what 3-5-1.
Yeah.
3-4-1. I mean, they're not completely out of it.
Yeah. Well, they said that he just came authentic and kept it real.
And they're playing the Raiders.
Yeah, your little get right game.
Trash.
Well, all you know when you play the Raiders, no lead is safe with them. Up 20-0, still lose. 17-0 twice, still lose.
Happening against Jacksonville.
The best receiver in the game, still lose. One of the best running backs in the game, still lose. Still can't score points. Be up 20-0. That's almost PlayStation reset. Did you play PlayStation to reset after 21-point rule?
Is that what it was?
Yeah. You didn't have that?
Well, I mean, I played PlayStation, but I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. But Jeff Saturday has really impressed the players in his first meeting and in his practice. He said he ain't changing. He said he's going to be authentic. And he's like, I'm going to get you where you need to go. He's like, I ain't going nowhere. He said, I am who I am, and I'm here with you. You know what? As a player, he comes in like that and just gets down on the, boots on the ground with you. I think, you can get behind that.
At least he's being honest.
Well, that's all they're looking for right now as a player. You're looking to see, are you up here giving us coach speak when you ain't never been a coach? Or are you just up here saying, hey, this is a situation that we're in. I'm learning, but I'm here with you. And he has respect as a player and his knowledge of the game. So it's not like you're getting a guy that's, doesn't know anything about football, doesn't have any credibility. Now, coaching acumen, ideally you like that to be covered up with 2 former head coaches on your staff. So I think that's what maybe Irsay's thinking. But if I'm Chris Ballard, he wasn't consulted on this. I think that Jeff Saturday said he was offered the job before the game was over.
He was.
Right. Then he went back and retracted, like, oh, actually, he was just talking to me about something else. No, he offered you, in
the middle of the game,
as you were eating your cheeseburger, or something. Hey, where are you going? I gotta go to the bathroom. All right, I gotta ask you a question when you come back. Well, all right. You want to be a head coach?
That's crazy. That's honestly crazy. I'm telling you, it's Jim Irsay's team. He can make all the decisions he wants, but he's gotten a bit out of control. I think he's at the point where he's invested a lot of money. It hasn't worked. You brought in 2 high-priced quarterbacks. I still think Matt Ryan is playing better than what people give him credit for. The offensive line has been horrible. Terrible.
You're not picking up Matt Ryan and think he's Justin Fields or Lamar Jackson. You know that he's back there and he's not a very good runner.
You pick him up to be a Phillip Rivers who won 11 games.
Right. But you pick him up because he played really well last year with in Atlanta. You figure your offensive line is going to be that. You figure Jonathan Taylor is going to take the pressure off him. You're picking him up for all the things Carson Wentz wouldn't and couldn't do.
Right.
Leadership, playability, win you the game down the stretch.
Time management.
Yeah, time. And he did that 3 times. And then he also brought you back from being down like 14 points against Houston to even come back to a tie.
The Colts beat the Chiefs.
Right. So
the blueprint for him is playing like Phillip Rivers. You stand in the pocket.
Without the untimely interception.
Right. Well, but the thing is, though, even with that was the last time the Colts made the playoffs.
Right.
And Phillip Rivers stood in there like a statue.
Right. But the offensive
line was elite.
Yeah.
And they won 11 games.
And they're just not the offensive line. And then
for
the owner to say,
I don't know what
and they owe him $12 million guaranteed next year, or maybe 21 or something. Maybe I have my numbers back, but I know they owe him a lot of money that's guaranteed next year.
Matthew and Hickman about to get down at Mary Ellen's for birthday dinner. Happy birthday, Matthew.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Ask Jay what the go-to is. I like their chicken wings.
Chicken wings, the ribs legit. Are good. Catfish, but
the potato salad's really good too.
The peach cobbler.
I know you're a big peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler. And hopefully it's not so. Every time I've asked, except one time, it's been sold out. I used to go to Mary Ellen's when there was a big snowstorm. I would drive all the way across town. He was way out on 27th and Nebraska Highway, way out there, past the way out there. I drove out there all the way through the snow. He was down on 48th and Normal or something like that. Went there. And now, obviously, he's growing. He got his own place. But when he would post on Facebook where I'm gonna be at, I would be there. One time I went.
Miss out.
One time I went, he had sold out and everything. He's like, "Man, you got to get here 30 minutes before the time that you say you're gonna be there." And I waited, and it was worth it every single time. Macaroni and cheese is good. The greens is good. Cornbread is good.
Potato salad's so good.
Salad, everything's good.
I like the chicken wings.
So Matthew,
too.
get everything.
You honestly, you cannot go wrong with anything. There's nothing on that menu that will disappoint. Catfish is pretty good too.
Yeah, you like catfish?
I do like catfish. I just like
We're gonna get one more right here. We got a text in here from Panama City, Panama. So we got it. It said mention Frost would benefit from spending time in a winning program like Alabama. One is spent time in winning programs. Two, have any journalists done a story on how Husker program under Frost compared to past programs of recent Huskers acquired from the transfer portal, and or those left Huskers to other programs? What insight can we get about Huskers program talking to those who played for Alabama, TCU, Oregon, Rutgers, Texas Tech, etc.? It's a deep question.
That is.
Yeah, probably benefit being from Alabama. Like to think you may be able to draw back on some of the things we did here. As far as the transfer portal, I think that's just all about who, on a school-to-school basis, who chooses to attack it the right way and how they can get the support to kind of land guys. But you got to do a lot of evaluation to it. You don't want to be up there, buying snake oil or the bill of goods isn't what you get. You got to make sure the guys are coming in motivated to play and are willing to produce it any and all time.
You know what I heard today? Paul Feinbaum was saying that the game is past Alabama and Nick Saban by.
He always says that. He's clickbait.
You kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, look, they went from the national championship game to they're done now.
After losing 2 games.
Yeah.
And being 9th in the country.
Yeah, but they're number 1 in probably penalties, so that's the difference. So, old school, we are out. We're up against the hour. We appreciate your support. We will be back tomorrow.